Coming up on the game plan with Ron Rivera, the Commanders head up to Foxborough for a matchup with the New England Patriots. Coach tells us how the team has been preparing for this Bill Belichick-led defense. We'll review the game tape and break down the key matchups to get you ready for kickoff. This is your inside look at the game plan, and it starts now. The game plan with Ron Rivera is presented by your local Honda dealer. Feel the power of Honda's most electrifying vehicles yet, like the CR-V Hybrid and Accord Hybrid. Find adventure in a rugged SUV like the Pilot Trail Sport, or experience performance in a fun-to-drive Civic. Find your perfect Honda. See your local Honda dealer today. And by the Maryland Lottery Fast Play Games. Play fast, win fast today. Please play responsibly. Welcome to the game plan. I'm Logan Paulson here with Coach Ron Rivera. Coach, it's always great having you here on game day. You guys did some work this last week, moved some pieces around. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Well, one of the things that we did was we did make a couple of trades, in fact, and we moved Montez Sweat, we moved Chase Young, two guys that really good football players, guys that did a lot of good things for us, guys that we really truly appreciate. We want to wish them best as they go forward, but it gives an opportunity for us to play some of our younger guys.
Younger guys, you mentioned young guys. We got Casey Toohill, we got James Smith-Williams, we got F.A. Obata. Those are kind of the three established guys, but you also got KJ and you got Andre who are going to play. How much are they going to be playing, and what can we expect from them?
Well, it's all about rotational situations. Again, they'll come out and they'll play based on what Coach Del Rio has set up as far as the rotation goes as he calls the defense. So it'll be interesting to see how much these guys do get an opportunity to play, but we do expect them to play, do expect them to go out and play their best.
And they're probably going to play a lot on teams, and you've talked about this before, how important that is for building young players' confidence.
Yes, it is, and that's one of the things you want these young guys to go out and have fun, and at the same time play well.
Play well, that's exactly right. And we talked a little bit about the veterans, right? Yeah. Guys that you kind of know who they're going to be, but this is the first time that I've been covering a team that they're going to have a nice big expanded role. What's your expectation for that?
Well, I do expect them to all step up. In the 2021 season, we had to play without both those guys at one point, and I thought Casey and I thought James Smith did a nice job for us. And again, I think F.A. is a guy that gives us a little bit of a change-up, big, powerful guy that can give you some stoutness on the outside against the run.
And he also can pass rush from the inside, which he's flashed a little bit during training camp. So generally, high-level thoughts, this Pats offense, what do you think about that group, and what can we expect from the defense?
Well, I think Mac Jones does a really nice job, again, as the quarterback. They put a lot on his shoulders. He helps ID the protection, helps set the blocking patterns. And then, again, he has the ability to change and check what they're doing on offense to try and get the best play against your defense. So it'll be an interesting chess match as far as that's concerned.
And you mentioned chess matches, Coach. The one I'm kind of excited to watch is what this Bill Belichick defense is going to be doing. Like when I watch the film, they just got so much going on. What's the expectation for the Commanders' offense and Sam Howell versus that complicated defense?
Well, again, one of the things that we're going to fall back on, and hopefully we're set and ready to go, and that is against what happened to us against Buffalo. Sam came up against something that was a little bit different, and he struggled a little bit. But hoping after 5 weeks of it, I think he's set. I think he's ready. I'm looking forward to the opportunity to see exactly where Sam is in his progression and growth as our quarterback.
100%, because it's the thing about the Patriots defense is they do some interesting coverage stuff, but also pressure stuff. Tyler Larson, Chris Paul in last week, offensive line. How can they help Sam out with that stuff?
Well, the biggest thing is, Tyler being the veteran, he's a guy that's seen a lot of stuff, so he should be able to help as far as setting the protections and then keeping everybody kind of settled down and calm. And then again, Sam will have to have some quick decision-making processes. He'll have to make some choices, and I think he's ready for it. I really do.
Absolutely, and EB's going to help him out with that. Did a great job last week against Philly. Quick game, screens, all that stuff's on the table. Super excited to check it out, Coach.
It should be a lot of fun. It really should.
Absolutely, can't wait. All right, let's take a look at Sam Howell's best game as a rookie. Obviously did a great job against the Eagles, but what does this mean? How does this compare to other guys in the NFL? C.J. Stroud, 384 yards, 2 touchdowns as a rookie, first-round pick. Bryce Young, 247 and 3 touchdowns. Sam Howell, a 5th-round pick in his best game, outperforming both of those guys. Let's fire up the film room presented by the Maryland Lottery Fast Play Games. Play fast, win fast today. Please play responsibly. All right, Coach, let's talk about a guy that I like talking about. I know you like talking about him, and that's number 14. That's Sam Howell. He's done a great job. Seems to get better and better each week. And one of the things I love about this play, Coach, is we got a little check here. People don't know what that head tap means. He's changing the play to something. Looks like he's getting a man zone indicator off the motion. Love to see it. Just great to see the young guy getting more involved in the offense.
Yes, and that's a big part of it. Again, the more he develops, the more he grows with the feel and confidence in what he's doing for us. Yeah. The better he will play, the faster he will play.
And I love this too, because they're running like what I would call like an arches concept. You're going to run a clear here, going to run a little stutter across, and just trusting your guy to win, but also understanding how the concept's going to create space here for you, right? Because they're really these guys are kind of plug players. They're kind of matching it, passing it off, and understanding I got to get the ball out quickly, makes that throw. Great job by Logan. Great play.
Well, one of the interesting things, and you pointed it out too, as well, is this is some form of man.
Yep.
Okay, so it looks like they're playing single high, but they're playing with a lot of respect for Terry McLaurin.
That's a lot of respect. Holy cow, man. That's pretty...
the crazy part is Terry's into the boundary, and typically what happens is the post safety will favor the wide side of the field. He's favoring into the boundary, which tells us it's going to open up an inside seam, which was exactly what we get. We drag underneath, we pull the coverage underneath coverage, and the whole player away from Logan. And again, good ball, good timing, good delivery to Logan.
Yeah, absolutely. And then that ball, great job by Logan. It's nice to see him making some plays, using that suddenness, using that athleticism to make some plays. But that's just one piece of what Sam's doing, right? He's getting better in all facets. This is one, it seems like a nothing thing. I know a lot of fans probably don't like it, but you guys are running it like a sail. So a corner post concept here, corner by Logan down here. He's going to run out here. You're going to clear this out for him, and then you get the back to the flat. And one of the things I love, Coach, is that they all drop under it. Concept's dead. We're not holding the ball long in the back here.
No, and that's exactly it. Again, they're favoring here into the boundary because we did set the formation that way. But one of the things that really comes out of this, and as you said, the decision-making, quick decision by Sam, got the ball out open into the flat, and let the running backs do their thing.
Yeah, absolutely. You got some very talented playmakers. Great job by Gibson here catching the ball. But I also love the rhythm of the drop, Coach. We get to the top here, and it's not this, pitter-patter of the feet. It's there. Hitch, ball's out, love to see it, and then we get a first down on a check down to the running back. It's fantastic work. And it just the rhythm, the timing, the confidence, the understanding, it's all there. And then this one, man, John Bates getting some shout out here. Got to give him some love. Really nice route, like you pointed out. It's a sail concept, so he's going to kind of work in here, break it out, and he kind of burns this corner up pretty good here, Coach.
He does. Actually, it's the safety.
Safety,
okay.
Yeah. Right,
and
so
what happens?
Too much credit.
Yes, you did. You did give him a lot of credit. He's got a safety, not a corner. But what happens is as soon as he knows that he can cross the safety, which he does, he's open. And again, Sam gets the ball out, delivers a pretty decent ball. Maybe a little bit more air would have been great because John could have stayed up and kept running. But John makes a heck of a play, heck of a catch.
Heck of a play, heck of a catch. And, like one of the things I put this on here, you're right, the ball could have absolutely been better. But loving the awareness of the pocket here. And we got to talk about B-Rob. B-Rob does a great job on this of really sticking his face in there, but also the subtle movement here, right?
Yes.
Leno's got a little bit of pressure off the edge. And this is how a quarterback can elevate an offensive line here.
And also, when you're clean up front, for the most part, you can step up.
Yes.
And that's really what happens here. B-Rob does a nice job, steps into the block. He slows the linebacker down, which allows Sam to take the hitch step, get away from the pressure on the outside, and deliver a ball that's more than catchable.
Yeah, and the other thing I love about it is everyone's always talking about, what can you do from an op platform throw? And he's a little off balance here, and that's good ball velocity.
Yes,
and when you talk about things that make kind of for that elite quarterback, right? It's the arm talent, and he's showing that week in and week out.
Well, he's showing his development as well, which is real exciting for us as a team.
Absolutely. And then one of my favorite plays, again, because it's a touchdown to a tight end, Coach. I do this all the time with you. I don't even realize it. We got 30 catches to tight ends on here. He's going to run a little quick seam in here. Great job by Logan kind of winning this route, being big body. He's trying to play his leverage here. Nice job by the DB here, kind of trying to funnel him outside. Logan says, I'm going to break your leverage, get inside here. Great job.
Yes.
But I think what is really special about this play is when you see it from the end zone, Coach. And it's the arm angle, the arm velocity, the accuracy, it's all there for this guy, number 14.
Well, and again, clean pocket. That's probably the most important thing.
Great pocket.
Watch how he's able to set his feet. Now he can deliver a really good ball with velocity.
And it's just a little flick of the wrist. We got the plugger right here. He's hanging out, and it's got to get up, over, down, and look at that. I mean, holy cow, that's about as accurate as you can get there, Coach.
And just so you know, it's a great catch by a tight end.
Yeah, there we go. Giving tight end some love, Coach. So really excited what 14's doing. Really excited how this offense looks, and can't wait to see him against New England.
Absolutely.
If you guys like the game plan, you'll love Command Center. Fred, Santana, and myself, and sometimes London Fletcher pop in and we talk about the Commanders all the time. This week we did superlatives, and Fred does not disappoint. Just some craziness out of his mouth all the time. Santana keeps it real. London, always excellent. That's Thursdays on Command Center's YouTube. Don't go anywhere, because when we come back, Coach and I head into his office to go behind enemy lines and review Patriots game tape. That's next on The Game Plan with Ron Rivera, presented by your local Honda dealer. Welcome back to the Game Plan with Ron Rivera. Time for the Rivera Review, presented by DC Prime, Loudoun's premier steakhouse. For dinner reservations or private dining, call 703-840-2099. All right, Coach, got the New England Patriots coming up, and this offense for New England, kind of, they're trying to find their way, right? Young quarterback, working through some stuff.
Well, the biggest thing everybody understand, Bill O'Brien's back.
Yep.
This is the first year in Bill's system as the new coordinator, and so Mac Jones got a lot to learn. He really does, because when you look at a lot of things, they're relying on him to help with, and that is IDing the protection, setting the protection, checking to audibling whatever is the best play for the defense that he reads.
Yeah, a lot of stuff on his plate, obviously. And I think, but they do find ways, even despite some of the kind of tumultuous nature of the offense, to get explosive plays, right? I picked a couple, figured we could talk about them. This first one here is in the low red zone, and it's kind of an interesting coverage here. Miami gets in. They're kind of in this, what I would call lurk, but it feels like they're lurking to the wrong side. Are they bracketing? What's going on here?
Well, what's interesting is, first and foremost, New England's going to do this almost every snap, and they're going to have some ID motion.
Okay.
To tell the quarterback whether you're in man or zone, okay? So what they did was, when he came across in motion right here, okay, and to create the 3-by-1 formation, all Miami simply did was just bump it down. Okay, so now what's happening is you look like you've got man, mostly because guys are lining up over the top instead of into the creases, or, and just basically telling everybody we're in zone. So now, as you said, as you watch what the safeties do, the safeties try to show too high. Okay, so in too high, you're going to get some sort of man, more than likely, because of the way the DBs are lined up. But as it unfolds, it almost looks as if the safety's coming down, and he is now going to bracket or playing in and out, read off of the number 2 to the bottom down here, off of 81.
Off 81. And 81's kind of their Wes Welker guy, does some good stuff for him on third down. So that would make some sense. Right. But then I look at 20 and I'm like, this doesn't seem right, because your help is rotating in the middle of the field.
Right. And basically anytime you're playing where there is no short hole help.
Which would be like the lurk player.
Right. Your technique should be inside to out. And so in other words, he's going to start to the inside, make him work over the top, and then he'll convert to the outside and let the post player now be his help. So right now, letting him inside quick, he has no help. And what that does is, again, Mac reads it quick enough to get to it and deliver a good ball, which creates the big catch, the explosive play. And again, he's off to the races for a touchdown.
Yeah, and this offense hasn't been great at it. But like, to your point, like if you go to the end zone here, Mac wants to throw it to 81, right? And he ends up getting to this late. So if this player, number 20 or 29 here, or 20, had played this correctly, it wouldn't be an issue. Right,
because what happens, again, he's going to take away the quick throw on the inside, okay? So, because like you said, you can see Mac look out to his right first. And then once he recognizes it, he comes right back to the number 3 receiver who's working across the formation.
That's something you always talk about, is just making sure you're playing the leverage effectively, because it makes the quarterback hold the ball a little bit longer, lets that pass rush get home. Another thing they do a lot of play action pass. Their offensive line's a little bit banged up. I think they got some talented people there, but a little bit banged up. One of the ways they've chosen, there's that check you were talking about, Coach, right?
Well, again, they probably had 2 calls. Probably one for man and one for zone. Once they recognize with the motion, hey, we've got zone. Okay, so they're going to go to the zone play. Because, again, you can see number 2's over to the left, defensive left, but there's nobody over the top. The linebacker's in the apex, which tells Mac right now, I've got some form of zone.
Yeah, and also, like, no one travels with them, too, which is another good indicator. And and it's funny you mention it, because the concept they're running down here on the bottom is like scissors or sail, whatever you want to call it. And you're getting an inside breaking post route on a quarters player with outside leverage in Jalen Ransby.
Right. So really, if you look at the design is actually pretty doggone good, because what they've done is they're going to bring a guy to the flat. They're running a guy to the 7. Okay, so what it means is if they are in cover 2, that corner is going to get high load. Okay, and there would be a half safety that could handle the post. But because this is quarters, or it's a quarter look, now what happens is, because he's now running the scissors concept, the post is going to be open. Okay, because again, in this, there's no switch off. So the corner now has the number 1 receiver, the safety now has the number 2 receiver, and he's going to push to the 7. The corner is now in a chase position. Okay, And what they did at the top was they ran another 7, which kind of holds that safety because they're in quarter half.
Sure, absolutely. And so like that's a really cool concept. I didn't even notice the check the first time I watched it, but allows him to get in this nice play. And one of the things about Mac Jones that I think is maybe underrated is he's pretty accurate. Yes. This is a tight window throw. So even though he doesn't have the strongest arm and the offense is struggling, they do have an ability through scheme and through his accuracy of kind of making some of these plays.
Right, and exactly. And the thing that helps buy time here is it is play action.
Yeah.
So once he turns himself back around and he sees that his initial read is correct, he knows exactly where he wants to throw the ball. He turns around, he notices the safeties are still split, so he knows he has the post coming into view in a second, and sure enough, there it is, sets and delivers a good ball.
And I think this guy, number 86, he's a converted receiver, does a good job for him. They kind of find explosive plays through their tight ends, kind of a different offensive structure. Now, this is where I think it's super interesting, is Bill Belichick, I mean, he's got everything you want, Coach. He's got blitzes, he's got coverage, all sorts of stuff.
Well, Coach Belichick's background, special teams and defense, and he is phenomenal with that. And so again, a lot of things that they're going to design are going to be around having success on special teams and defense for the most part. This is a great example right here, and we talked about this earlier. This is basically showing you that they're running a zero blitz.
Sure.
They're going to bring the house.
Zero basically means there's no post safety, no deep safety.
And what they're doing is they're going to force the ball out of the quarterback's hands quickly. And what's going to happen is the routes are not really going to be able to formulate. Mm-hmm. Okay, so what they've done a really nice job here is, again, they're matching the coverage. As people enter my area, enter my zone, okay, we're going to go ahead and cross them. This is a great job of scouting, knowing that if you bring the zero blitz, and you stay and you play it top down, you can force the ball underneath, which they do on the mesh concept. And then what happens is the two other DBs, they pass it.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, you don't really see that a lot in zero. Usually it's straight man. So this is pretty nice play here by number 27.
It is an outstanding play. And again, it's a great concept. Good job of scouting your opponent and coming up with a design to stop a play that typically has a chance to be successful.
Yeah, and then this is the other thing about this is the pressure has to get home. And I think they did a pretty good job of designing this. To me, when I see this, I'm like, oh, they got 2 to the back here, which is something you're always trying to do from a blitz standpoint.
Yes, it most certainly is. And really what happens is they do what we call add-on.
Okay.
And you know that.
Yep.
And what happens is somebody's responsible for the back. Whoever has the back adds into the pressure. Yeah. And now he has to pick up the back. And the other guy now gets to become the free blitzer.
Yeah, because in this look, like what you're saying is that if 14 had done like an arc release, right, 5 would probably take him, and then 8 would continue on the rush.
Correct. Or if he went the other way, 8 would chase him, and 5 would go, or 5 and 8 would both go, and 55 would
drop off and get him, right? It just depends on how they got a call. But yeah, I love how this times up, right? Because they can't do that kind of matching off in the backfield or passing off in the backfield unless the rush gets home.
Correct. Absolutely. It's a great design. It really is, and it's very well done, playing the zero match.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's kind of a fun thing. And again, we saw that against New York. So it'd be interesting to see what EB has planned for them. And then this is something else. So we talked about that really cool match passing off coverage there, the pressure. Yeah. And here we get into this thing where they're running. I thought it was cover 3, and you astutely pointed out, no. It's cover 2 invert.
Right. And basically what they've done is they've taken the 2 safeties and they're working an invert technique where they're dropping now into the seam. Okay. So they basically traded positions with the 2 seam players. Yeah. Now the 2 seam players are going to play curl to flat. Okay. Your middle run through is the safety that's deep in the post. He's on the logo. Yeah. And then now what will happen is the 2 corners will play the deep halves.
I gotcha.
Okay. Yeah. Now, one of the things that you can do to really kind of mess people up in this too is if you're patient, okay, and you see right here, see how the safety comes down and he's now into the seam and how patient he is. Yeah. Okay, he doesn't have to worry about running through with the tight end because that belongs to the safety.
Absolutely.
Okay, the other safety now drops into the throwing lane and creates the interception.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can tell, like, Tua thinks this is straight cover 3 or straight cover 2, and he doesn't see this hook player, right, because he's trying to throw this dig. So it's one of those things, and you pointed this out too, and I think it's a really astute observation. If they can only run this because they're in 3rd and 15. Yes. So staying out a long down and distance is going to be critical versus
absolutely. And if you can stay on pace and be 3rd and 3 to 5, you've put yourself in a very good situation as far as 3rd downs are concerned. But when you get into 3rd and 3 to 5, it tells you, analytics tells you, their tendency is to play man.
Yeah. And so then you have all your man beaters on deck for those situations. Coach, this was super informative. Always enjoy watching film with you.
Appreciate it.
Do you want to go Northwest? Play the Flyaway Sweepstakes presented by Northwest Federal Credit Union. Fans have a chance to win 2 tickets, 2 nights hotel stay, and flights to the Commanders vs. Seahawks game in Seattle. Head to commanders.com or the Commanders app to enter. Keep it here because right after the break, we'll hear from some Washington legends and ask Coach what needs to happen to get a Commanders win this afternoon. That's next on the Game Plan with Ron Rivera, presented by your local Honda dealer. Welcome back. It's time for some healthy competition presented by Ortho Virginia, official orthopedic and sports medicine partner of the Washington Commanders. Here's a look at the competition today for the Commanders. Obviously, you see the defensive numbers down there at the bottom of the screen. Slight edge for the New England Patriots, but look at those offensive statistics. Holy cow, we got to keep that rolling up in New England this week. And here's what Coach had to say about the Patriots this week.
Well, the biggest thing again is just what we've been doing is you watch tape, you go through the walkthroughs in practice, you go through practice, you come back, you watch the tape, you watch the corrections, and again, just trying to make sure we cover all the bases in terms of those things as to hey, this is what they do when they do this is how we want to be able to handle that. This is what your reads are. This is what the best decisions to make is this. I mean, that will go over those things over and over and over. And, again, just trying to make sure, Sam is comfortable with everything that we do, and have some specific, checks for it or audibles or options for him to go to and use.
We have so much Commanders coverage for you all the time. Last night, we did the Command Center special from Boston. Santana Moss, B. Mitchell held it down. That'll be on the YouTube. You can check that out right now. Later today, 11:30 a.m., B. Mitch and Santana Moss will be live from Gillette Field on the grass, man. Can't get any closer than that. Then post-game, make sure you stay tuned. We got Command Center post-game live with B. Mitch and myself breaking down every element of the game. That's on Commanders YouTube, Facebook, and X. It's time for your ticket to a dub, presented by SeatGeek, the official primary ticketing partner of the Washington Commanders. Here's my guys, Fred, Santana, and London with their tickets to a win.
My tickets to a win this week has everything to do with Sam Howell versus Bill Belichick. At the end of the day, Bill Belichick has a long record of taking young quarterbacks down through there. They run a lot of different schemes, and I think those schemes is going to give him problems. Can he hold the ball? Can he protect the ball? Can he make plays outside of the pocket when the play breaks down? That's what I'm looking for this week, and you got to believe this. He's going to see more coverages in these first quarters than he's seen all year long. So Belichick versus Sam Howell.
My ticket to a dub this week would be complementary football. I want to see both sides play off each other. I want to see our offense have momentum, stay ahead of the chains, move the ball, convert the ball, possess the ball, and finish. Defensively, I can't see one of those performances that we saw last 2 weeks ago where we saw the defense go out there and play good in the second half or in the first half and hold those guys to only 14 points. Then our offense, I want to see both sides play off each other. Also, special teams getting involved in the game plan and just playing the game the way it should be played. And guess what? Also, I want to see these guys put together 2 weeks. That's my ticket to a dub.
All right, my ticket to a win in New England is, first and foremost, make Mac Jones beat you. Defensively, you can't allow explosive plays. You can't allow them to be able to run the football on you. Force Mac Jones to beat you from the pocket. You do those things, you're going to come out with New England with the win. I also need you to get some takeaways. You're going on the road. Takeaways, they make a big difference in winning the ball game. You go in there, no explosive plays, make Mac Jones beat you and take the football away. We'll come out of New England with a victory.
All right, Coach, they gave you their thoughts on what the ticket to a dub is. Do you agree with any of them, or is that just craziness?
No, I think they're exactly right. Yeah. First and foremost, what Santana said, I agree 100%. Yeah. This is about complementary football. We've got to be able to do things as a team. Offense got to control the point of attack. They've got to be able to move the ball, sustain the drives, put points on the board. Defensively, slow down the opponent, take away what they want to do, and get the ball back and get our offense back on the field. And then special teams do what they've done, and that's really be explosive for the most part. I think London's absolutely correct. Yeah. Again, we've got to get after Mac Jones. Can't allow him to get comfortable. We've got to be able to take away their running game and force him to become one-dimensional and make Mac beat you with his arm. And then
I love it. Yeah, Fred. What do we got about Fred?
Fred's just love Fred's energy. Just love Fred's energy. And if we can play with Fred's energy, it's a great opportunity for us to win a football game.
Coach, thanks so much for your time. Really appreciate it. Good luck today. All right. And make sure you guys tune in next week for more of the Game Plan.